Hey, this is the Review Junkie, and today I'll be reviewing the new animated action adventure film, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. As always, my review will be illustrated and the artwork is done by myself. And if you like movies, art, and comic books, please hit that subscribe button because all my reviews are hand drawn, and I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers soon so my channel can be official. This movie stars a lot of various voice actors and is co-directed by Jeff Rowe and Kyler Spears. This is a non-spoiler review, so everything I discuss will have been shown in the trailer. Absolutely no spoilers. I'll tell you briefly about the plot, the characters, my pros and cons, final thoughts, and if this is worth checking out at your local movie theater. This is an origin story, and it involves our favorite turtles in their teenage years as they start to mature, discover themselves, and start to yearn for life outside of the sewers. At the same time, there are several villains. There's the TCRI Corporation, and then Superfly, whom are both after something for specific reasons. We also have the introduction of April O'Neil, and she starts a friendship with them as she puts her reporting skills to work in order to find out what Superfly is up to. Alright, this IP has like 9 lives because it keeps going and going and going. I saw the trailer and was going to watch this no matter what. I've been a fan since I was a kid, but obviously grew out of that phase, and I've only watched a few Turtle stuff here and there from 2003 onward. I mainly continued to buy the video games, so I'm going to let you know this movie is a total winner, and the 6-year-old kid in me loved every minute of it. It has a combination of so many good ingredients mixed in, from enjoyable comedy to beautiful animation and great voice acting. The first standout is the distinctive art style. Yeah, it's sort of Spider-Verse and a little Puss in Boots, but they make it their own. The movie itself is bursting with a lot of personality, and the art style just added to it. It sort of looks like a movie painting that used paint along with crayons and chalk. At times, it looks like a kid doodled in a notebook, and it's just very eye-catching. You can't help but try to pick up on everything that appears on screen. There are tons of bright colors that pop because most of the scenes are at night. The next thing that stood out to me, and it was completely unexpected, was how much heart this had. Just within the first 10 minutes, you may possibly get the feels, and right off the bat, you get a good sense of what stage the turtles are at in life and what they're looking for. They do an excellent job of capturing the themes of family, being alienated, and what life is like from the outside looking in really well without bashing you over the head with it, unlike the Barbie movie. And feel free to check out my review on that as well. I like the relationship with Splinter. There's a lot of tough love, but lovingly with a lot of humor. Some of the best moments were the interactions between the turtles, just talking about life in general, and I wish we got more of that. The camaraderie between them is great, and they banter really well. Another thing that stood out was the score, and at times it seemed like certain characters had their own theme because it will play specific tracks at certain times. The score was done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, which now makes sense why it's brilliant. There are also a lot of songs from the 1990s during the Turtles' glory days, and it fit really well within this iteration. The voice acting and animation here are superb, and they did such a good job capturing their unique facial expressions to their distinctive body movements. Everyone just had so much personality, and it shows in the way they walk and move. And kudos to them for casting teens to voice the turtles versus using adult voice actors. They also did a good job capturing New York City. It's dirty and people are rude, and it felt lived in and it felt real. And Jackie Chan, to me, is the MVP here. He says some of the funniest things, and with his accent and delivery, it was just hilarious. And I just love how the Turtles and Splinter are texting each other and have 5G smartphones, and none of them have a job. I know they aren't using Wi-Fi, so who's paying for their unlimited 5G data plan? Okay. Next is the good use of comedy. Seth Rogen's comedic DNA is dripping everywhere. The turtles have verbal diarrhea, and there are a lot of quippy, snarky remarks, but it was sprinkled throughout just enough where it wasn't overkill. Because if you're familiar with his brand of humor, his comedy has to be taken in little doses. I also like that there's this running gag about nipples and milking. So I don't have any cons except that I do wish we got a bit more of those quieter moments between everyone where they're reflecting on life and their goals. Those teenage moments were relatable, and I like that they joked around a lot and didn't take anything seriously. Another small con is there are a lot of characters here, and they did the best to try and juggle everything. And at times, it almost seemed like the turtles themselves didn't get a lot of moments to shine independently, so those were my only gripes. And keep in mind, every iteration has their own spin on the origin story, and I didn't have an issue with this one. So this brings me to my final thoughts, and this gets a high 9 out of 10 for me. This movie finds an even balance for every age. It's not too kiddie where both kids and adults will enjoy it. You have adult Seth Rogen humor going for the grown-ups and some slapstick for the kids. The humor is spread out while still focusing on the plot to keep things moving, and I never got bored and was glued to the screen the whole time. The turtles work well in animated form, and I definitely want a sequel, and I'm definitely going to watch this again. There's also one mid-credit scene only, and it was rather long, but the real kicker was the last 5 seconds. This is the best the Turtles have been since the 1990 film, so this is a big green light from me and definitely something to watch on the big screen multiple times. So thanks again for checking out my review. If you like, please subscribe, helps the channel out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button, feel free to share this with your friends, and if you happen to have a movie you'd like me to review, please let me know. I'd be happy to watch and illustrate it for a future video. Thanks again, and I hope the pictures put a smile on your face.